Okay, everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino, not wearing a shirt and tie. I'll tell you why in just a moment. It's kind of interesting lately. Anyway, so this is my post-market wrap-up on this Friday, February 26th, 2021. I had a whole other video done. YouTube plays a game, all right? Once you do a video like this, you upload it and they process the video. If they find something in the video they don't like, they will not process it. Okay, this has been happening to me a lot lately, and it is kind of frustrating. They don't want certain kinds of information out there. I think I have an idea of what it is. I'm not even going to mention it here because, again, they won't process the video. What else would you expect in this twisted freak show world that we live in? All right, with that said, let's get back to work. Like I said, post-market wrap-up on this Friday, February 26, 2021. Let's start off with the market here, okay? The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell another 475 points today, adding to yesterday's losses. All right. This really shouldn't be a big surprise to you. There are two factors here. Number one, this market needs to get back. The market has gone ridiculous. It's record high, record high, record high, record high. We need a pullback. That's a fact. Number two, you got this issue in the debt market, this 10-year yield, which is the benchmark. I follow it all the time, okay? The 10-year yield is where traders and investors really focus on. Okay, the whole yield curve is important, but the 10-year yield is key. So that's why I always focus on the 10-year yield. So no secret, it's getting a lot of coverage even on the financial channels. Look at the 10-year yield, look at the bond market, what's going on? We'll talk more about that in just a little bit here. Market's not liking it. It seems that the danger zone for the 10-year yield, 1.55, somewhere around there. It's hard to say. It depends on the dollar. Today, the dollar made a big turnaround, a lot stronger. Anyway, we got to weigh these things against each other. You know how it works. The bottom line is the market is fearful. Two things drive this market: fear and greed. Fear is stronger. So, people get panicky. They run for the door. They sell stocks. That's just the way it is now. Again, generally this is a moment of opportunity, but I am very reluctant here to buy calls here. There are a lot of ways to play this market. Right now, I'm concentrating on credit spreads, and I'm concentrating on selling puts for my lions out here. All right, so anyway, market under pressure today. 10-year yield did come down a little bit. Market's still spooked. Dollar stronger. We're going to talk more about this when I do my markets a look ahead on Sunday. I want to see how a few things play out. We'll have an idea of what's going to happen. And like I said, I'll cover that on Sunday for my markets a look ahead. Cryptocurrency is under pressure. Bitcoin around 46,000. People, it's consolidating. Everyone's writing to me about this. Greg, what about Bitcoin? What about Bitcoin? What about this? It's consolidating. You must understand market cycles, how they work. When an asset sells off rapidly, like Bitcoin did recently, 58,000 down to where it is now, it's got to consolidate for a while. And then it will resume, again, once it establishes a floor, wherever that floor might be lower, okay, you go up. That's the way asset prices work. That's the dynamic here. You understand? Stronger dollar today did put a lot of pressure on gold, pressure on silver, even pressure on crude oil. You know how crude oil works? Lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. Get used to it. They're going to prop it up. There's just no doubt about that. So what I want to do here with you is, again, cover the day's events. And I will try not to cross any lines here. Again, YouTube, they don't want to process videos with certain things these days. You must not know about them. All right, this is the new world order, so get used to it. Let's move forward here. So JP Morgan is out warning again about consumer credit. What does that mean? consumer credit. It's the wording here. It's consumer debt. Consumer debt is getting way, way out of control. Again, we're in economic free fall, and they're working very hard to try to convince you that what you're seeing is not real. But our economy is in free fall. We are nowhere close to bottoming out. We're going to talk more about that and where the evidence is. Let me run through some of this here. How about this one? This is astonishing. So ExxonMobil lost 6 billion, with a B, barrels of oil. You heard that right. How do you lose 6 billion barrels of oil? I don't know. You tell me. All right. That's above my pay grade, I guess. We found out that factory activity here is retreating. What a surprise. No surprise to you if you follow this blog. It's over. It's they can't stimulate their way out of it. It's an incredible thing. But they're going to try to. Again, we're being told, oh, stimulus is coming. We need more stimulus. They can't stimulate out of it. There is no possible way to do it. All they're doing is creating a slave state, a slave nation, and it's a terrible thing to watch unfold here, but that's the mechanism. Now let's move forward, keeping on that kind of trajectory here. If you strip out the stimulus that Americans have gotten so far from this new government, American incomes are free falling. Well, what would you expect? We're shut down. We're locked down in our houses. No free thought, no free action, no free movement. You have to toe the line. And right here, classic example, YouTube. If I say something here that they don't like, they won't process my video. So there you go. I can't think for myself. I have to follow the narrative. You understand? It's utterly freaking sickening to me. It really is. Let us move forward here. Now I want to talk about this. This is Art Cashion. A lot of you guys know who he is. He's a legend on Wall Street. But I really don't know what's going on with him. Let me read this to you. Art Cashion expects more stock pain as traders worry about the Fed losing control of the bond market. The fact of the matter is the Federal Reserve is not losing control of the bond market at all. This was my comment. The Fed is, quote, unquote, losing control by design of the bond market to gain more control of the bond market via yield curve control. You understand? So Art here is a little confused, a little older. I don't know. But look, I'm not putting the guy down. He's a legend. There's no doubt about it. But hear him saying that the traders are worried about the Fed losing control is not true. The Fed is losing control by design to gain control, to institute yield curve control. I am convinced this will happen if the 10-year yield continues to rise like this. There's just no doubt about it. Let us move forward here. Now, I want to talk about this. This is Market Watch. Here's the headline. Opinion: don't expect an economic boom because there's very little pent-up consumer demand. Again, going back to what I said, there is no way to stimulate our way out of this. It's a death spiral into debt servitude engineered by the biggest criminal organization in the world, and that is the central banks, all of them working in unison to create a slave world. I think you got that. Let us move here. There's a couple of stories I'd like to talk about, but I can't because YouTube won't process the video. It has to do with people getting ill. That's all I'm going to say, okay? They won't process the video if I talk about this. It's everywhere. It's what they got us locked up because of. Okay, I think you understand that. They're not allowing any truth out with regard to that anymore. So there we go. Now I want to talk about this, people. This is the biggest thing right now. In fact, it's the title of this video here. What I want you to do right now, if you're watching this on a computer or any device you have, is open up a new window. All right, go into your search engine, whatever it might be, and put in Federal Reserve Balance Sheet. Okay, click on that. Just go have a look at the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. It has literally gone super parabolic. You're not supposed to know this. That's the truth. You're not even supposed to know it exists, but it's there, and you can see what's happening here. It's something I've covered to the point of nauseum for a very, very long time. And it's nauseating to look at the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. Has essentially doubled in a year. It took, since their inception in 1913, to build up what we had last year. Now we've essentially doubled that. That is going to double and quadruple from here as the Federal Reserve finishes what they started to own it all, to buy the world. Now I want you to understand something else, and I've talked about this. The Federal Reserve has two balance sheets. The one you're looking at now, or at least I hope you are, and the secondary balance sheet, the off-balance sheet dollars or debt. Okay, that's the dollars they're funneling around the world. Who knows what this actually is? It's a secret. The President of the United States can't see it. FBI, CAA, you, me, nobody. The only people that are allowed to see the Federal Reserve's secondary balance sheet are Federal Reserve chair people or presidents. That's it. You're not even supposed to know it exists. All right, so anyway, now I want to talk about this real quick, about the bond market. So here's Reuters analysis. Global bond rout turns up the heat on central banks. And I'm laughing. Turns up the heat? Well, this is exactly what they want. More control and more debt. I think you understand that. Anyway, other than the other stuff I did want to cover with you, which I'm unfortunately not allowed to do because YouTube will not process my videos if I do. So I just want you to understand that you need to start digging a little deeper to understand what's happening here. There's stuff out here that you're not allowed to know. People like me, we can't even talk about it anymore. Okay, this is where this is going. Are you surprised? I told you. A new set of rules, a whole new paradigm is coming and it's in our face. All right, people, with that said, I think I covered some very important things in this video. I hope you would agree. I hope you will share this video. We need desperately to raise awareness, especially after this, with YouTube not processing videos with certain pieces of information in it. Raise awareness as to what is going on. I'm counting on you to do it. We're a team, and you know that. All right, people, I'm going to let you off with my favorite three things, but I will see you Sunday for my markets to look ahead. Are you ready? Let's do this together. Love each other, care about each other, be charitable. I'll see you Sunday, and I am just about done. Bye.